I just have one thing to say. Like, this is just weird. Put together like this in the rest of these clips, so just take it in while it lasts. Okay guys, so if you may already know. If you don't, I am literally obsessed with books, and that results in me being huge in booktube and in Book Tok. And basically I have read quite a few of the most overhyped Book Tok books, but I decided to read some of the remaining ones that I haven't read yet, so that is what today's video. Like I said, scroll through Book Tok. Literally, I get stuck in a hole of Book Tok. Like, it overwhelms me. And so I decided for a week straight, I'm just going to read hyped up Book Tok books. I got 4, and they're all 4 different genres because I didn't want it all to be the same genre, and I kind of wanted to step out of my comfort zone a little bit. First one is The Song of Achilles. So basically, I wouldn't call it read, even though people do count audiobooks as reading, but I actually didn't even finish the audiobook. I got, I think, a few chapters in, and just with it being, I know it's about Greek mythology and it's this Greek retelling and everything, so I got The Song of Achilles. Now, if you guys don't know what this is about, like I said, it is a Greek retelling, which I don't know anything about Greek mythology, so I don't know. I know a lot of people say even if you don't know anything about Greek mythology, you can grasp this book really well, so hopefully that stands true. So basically, it's about them being friends and them going to war. I know nothing about Greek mythology, so I'm kind of lost, but hopefully this is good. And the next one, guys, I don't read fantasy, and the fantasy book that I wanted to read for this was actually from Blood and Ash, but instead I got The Cruel Prince. I see so many people recommend this in the fantasy genre. This is YA, so I don't know, but then again, like, I see some people talk about this, and sometimes, like, I'm looking at YA books, like, this is YA. I don't know, but this was in the YA fantasy section, and it was between this and Red Queen, but this just sounded more appealing to me. No clue. Again, I'm not into fantasy or any of, like, the kingdom stuff like that goes on in a lot of fantasy books, but we're gonna try it. I'm, like, so scared. And next I got a mystery / thriller, and that is Verity by Colleen Hoover, because hello, literally I love Colleen Hoover and her writing. I'm like every other basic booktube and Book Tok girl talking about Colleen Hoover. I just think her writing is amazing, and I always love her characters. And so this is a thriller book that I actually was super intrigued by. I saw it first by this girl when I was watching one of her YouTube videos. No clue, but this is in the mystery, and it seemed, because Colleen Hoover writes like all romances, so who knows literally what's going to happen in this book, but I'm very interested and excited to read it. And the last book I got was a romance, again by Colleen Hoover, and that is November 9th. I've already read Ugly Love and It Ends With Us. Loved both of them, and I see so many people talking about November 9th. So I think the first book that I'm going to read is The Song of Achilles. Right now, though, I have to go out to lunch, so I can't read this right now, but I will check in with you guys later when I start this book. Okay guys, so I am back home now, and I have decided to dedicate an hour to reading The Song of Achilles. So like I said, I'm just gonna dedicate a full hour to this right now, just to take a little mental break. I'm kind of tired, just feeling a little mentally drained, so I'm gonna try to read some of this. Probably not the best time to try to read it. So the current time is 3:30, so at 4:30 I'm gonna check in, tell you guys how far I've made it into the book, how many pages I've read, etc, etc. Guys, so it is literally, I am not even kidding, well, it is 4:29 currently. I decided to kind of stop a minute before because I am on chapter 9, so I am on page 82. So in an hour I read 82 pages. Do I think it's pretty good? I don't know about you guys, but basically I kind of got through the beginning of the book and kind of, I feel like, setting everything up, and now I'm kind of into the bulk of the story. And like I said, I don't really want this to be spoilers. Like, if you guys are reading this, I'm gonna try to give my opinion. So so far into the book, I am honestly enjoying it, but something that's really hard is, like, there's like a lot of Greek gods being mentioned and a bunch of, like, you know, stuff that people know in Greek mythology. And I know that people said it wouldn't be that hard to still read this book and not understand Greek mythology, which is true because they're not a huge focal point of the book, but still it's like really hard for me to kind of pay attention to all of these different side characters that I know nothing about. And you know, it's kind of implied that you would know what it's about, if that makes any sense. So that is the only thing that's kind of hard, but so far I'm really enjoying her writing style. I'm really liking the book so far. I'm liking the characters, I'm liking everything about it. I've been frustrated at a few parts, but I think I'm gonna read a little bit more of this and update you guys a little later. Hey guys, coming at you with another update. So currently the time is 7:56 p.m. and basically I have been reading it. I haven't like been reading it. When did I last update? I think it was at 4:30. I haven't been reading the whole time from 4:30 to basically 8 o'clock right now. I have not been reading the whole time. I've been kind of reading in spurts. But basically on my Goodreads, I have been updating like when I stop in the book. I think I stopped at chapter 22 or somewhere along those lines, but on my Goodreads it says that I'm currently 66% through the book. And here are my thoughts. Patroclus, I'm gonna say it like that, I don't know. Patroclus is like literally my favorite character. His character is just so like caring and sentimental and sweet. Like there's this one part in the book specifically, because right now where I'm reading, they're actually off to war right now, which is not a spoiler. Literally the premise of the book, okay? It's like when they're off to war and they're in the camp, he actually does this like really sweet thing for this girl that they bring in and a bunch of other girls, and it is literally so sweet. And I don't know, that just like spoke to my heart. He's literally like a comfort character to me because of how sweet he is and how caring he is about like the little stuff. I don't know how I'm feeling about Achilles. I feel like he's a little power hungry. And again, I know nothing about Greek mythology and people may be like, we knew, sis, and I'm over here like woke. I don't know. I'm gonna keep on reading and keep on updating you guys. Okay guys, the time is currently 9:47 and I am on chapter 30 of the Song of Achilles. So I am on page 323. It says that I'm 91%. Oh my god. So basically this book's about to be over. And I am not liking Achilles right now whatsoever. Oh my god. I literally am like, what is your problem? Like, you can't, like, I'm gonna pour myself a glass of water. Just spilled so much of that down my shirt. We're gonna finish the rest of this freaking book, okay? Okay everybody, hello. As of 10:16 p.m. today, I finished The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I really kind of want to sit with the thoughts overnight because I have learned that I should not rate a book right after I get done reading it, because sometimes I've either been a little bit too harsh or I've been sometimes too generous, because there might have been like I thought the ending was really good, but just because an ending is good does not mean that the book was good. So basically, I'm just gonna kind of sit on this book, sleep on it. I'm gonna sleep on it, and tomorrow morning, I'm gonna come back at you guys with a full thesis statement. Good morning, lovely people. Well, it's morning for me. I woke up not that long ago. What we're talking about is A Song of Achilles. So, first of all, I have to say, I had read this book last night, and then I was listening to some music, and I listened to Lovely by Billie Eilish and Khalid. And I was like, if there was one song to relate to a book, I think it literally, I think the Song of Achilles song would be Lovely by Billie Eilish and Khalid, in my opinion. So, my official opinion is I did enjoy this book. Now, I will list some pros and cons. So, the pros, I loved the writing in this book. I thought it was so good. The subtle details and everything in it, I really enjoyed the writing, as well as I really loved the characters. I'm sure all of these people kind of had a huge meaning in Greek mythology, but I genuinely had no clue, but I still felt like I could like and enjoy or not like the characters. And sometimes when you are not liking a character, it's because the author wants you to not like a character, you know what I'm saying? So to be able to provoke those emotions out of me is a really good author. I'm going to go to the cons. This is just honestly something for me. I just didn't understand the mythology. So I know there were parts in the book where, obviously it's a Greek mythology retelling. The mythology plays a huge role into it. And I know there were really important parts, especially some towards the end, that I just genuinely didn't understand. I was just like, okay, what's the significance of this? And I don't know why I should really be caring about this, which I do think really hurts overall me enjoying the story. And also the beginning, I felt moved really fast, and I was like, okay, good, I was kind of worried that this book would move a little slow, but then I felt towards the middle, once they went to war, and I know it was because it was a really long war, everything just felt so slow and really repetitive, and I was just kind of okay, can we move on already? I've already read 100 pages of you being at war, But that's honestly it for the cons. There's nothing I can really say, and I kind of feel unfair being oh, I don't know about Greek mythology, so. But that is something that is playing into it, and a lot of the reasons that I read this book was because people said, oh, even if you don't know Greek mythology, it's a really easy read, which it is. She doesn't make not knowing the mythology a huge in it, oh, if you don't know anything, you definitely can't read this book and understand it, because she does explain some of the stuff. Some of the stuff is just to be inferred, everyone's heard of Hercules and everyone's heard of, I don't know, Hercules is the only one I know. My opinion, is this book overhyped? No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really, really liked the writing, like I said. I did like this book. I read it in a few hours. But no, it is not overhyped for me. I honestly really couldn't put it down. I wanted to keep on reading. I wanted to see how the story unraveled. And for that reason, my official rating of this Song of Achilles is a 4 out of 5 stars, which I feel like is pretty fair. I still enjoyed the story. Just the missing 5-star for me is just that it literally, I just couldn't really attach that easily. On to the next book, which I think I'm going to be reading The Cruel Prince next. So I'll see you guys when I'm reading The Cruel Prince. So it is currently 6:09 p.m. It is Saturday, July 31st, and I have now decided to start The Cruel Prince. I really don't know what else to say. I know is it's about Jude, and she needs to defy the mean prince. I'm guessing he's mean from the title of this book. I think I'm going to go out back, kick back on some furniture, crack open this book, and sip on my grown-up Danable is what this is. If you guys are wondering, this is a Chobani Greek yogurt strawberry banana. It's like a Danable, if you guys have ever had a Danable. So let's get into it. Let's read this book. everybody, it is very much the next day. Today is August 1st, 2021. Hello, August, I guess. So here's your update on my reading currently for The Cruel Prince. I hate it. Literally do not like it at all. I was about to literally DNF this book. I'm not even kidding. I was literally like, But then I was like, it's kind of unfair because I'm only on chapter 9 right now, I think. Yeah, I'm on chapter 9. So I know fantasy is different. Like there's kingdom, there's this, I don't honestly know what goes through fantasy, but I thought, if it's a kingdom, like princes and princesses, like I thought that was it. I could totally get with that, they're fairies. Okay, like, and then there's like all this made up, obviously made up, or maybe it's not to you, I don't know, made up stuff about, fairyland and human land and fairies and fairy princes and princesses and kings and queens. Like, I am just not vibing with it. I literally was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep on giving it a chance because I feel like I need to. I feel like it would be so unfair for me to DNF this book and not even get through like 100 pages of it. But then again, I'm like, if I am not enjoying this book so much in the first few pages, like, not few, like I'm literally on like 70 or 80 pages, like then is it going to even be good? Because like there's been a few books that I've not been to the point of DNFing that I've been like, yeah, I'm not really gonna enjoy this book, but then it kind of turns around in the middle. I don't know if this book is just extremely slow in the beginning or what, because I just don't like it. I don't know. I'm gonna keep on reading it though. I'm gonna push through. Okay. Oh, well, Fault in Our Stars moment. Okay. That was cringy, I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. So, currently the time is 9:02 p.m. I think it was somewhere around like 7. Yeah, I think it was like 7 whenever I decided to pick back up the book. I'm currently exactly 60% through the book right now, and I'm actually about to take off my makeup because I still have my makeup on, surprisingly, and do some of my skincare for the night, and we're gonna talk about this book. I am 60% through The Cruel Prince, and I still don't like it. And I've just come to the conclusion that if I don't like it 60% through the book, then I'm not going to like it. I can see where the book is getting at, okay? I can pick up on little things, the little details that like usually you don't pick up on. But then, like, say you go and reread the book, you do pick up on it. The second read, no. I'm that type of person that kind of overanalyzes everything that I read. And I can just tell the direction that they're going. And obviously, I know this is a, I think, is there just a sequel? I don't know if there's more than a second book in this series. But what I'm saying is that whatever they are like hinting at is taking a really long time to get to, and the really long time is super boring. I like am really not enjoying this book at all. I'm just not enjoying the main character at all, because like in one moment she'll be like super defiant and be like, I'm standing up for myself, but then like it'll be like she's not actually standing up for herself, which is something that like super irks me. Basically the gist is I'm not enjoying it, and I think that I'm just going to tough my way through the rest of it tonight. Like I literally am going to finish the book tonight. And let me just tell you this as well, I'm not attached to any of the characters. I don't like any of the characters. Now that that's all done, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna tough it through the rest of this book. And please, dear God, wish me luck, okay? The only excitement that I have towards this book is that I'm now in book 2 2. I kind of forgot that like when you start the book it says book 1, and then now it's like in book 2 after this whole entire like plot twist that I saw coming. I don't know. So now I'm in book 2 and I'm really excited. I'm on 251 to get this over with. So I'm going to read a lot more of this. I'm gonna sip on my smoothie that I have. Let's get into it, okay? Okay, I just have one thing to say. Like, this is just weird to me. Like, I'm just getting weird vibes from this book now. Like, it's not enjoyable. Like, everything that's happening is just straight up weird. Okay guys, it is 11:15 p.m. right now. I finished The Cruel Prince. I literally have already been pondering on what I was going to rate this book and my thoughts about it. I basically said all of my thoughts. So like I just genuinely, the whole entire like fairy realm, morals and fairies, like mortals, not morals. Oh my god, I'm tired. Okay, mortals and fairies and the king and queen realm and like all this magic stuff. I've just never been like that person to like that. So that was already like a bad thing, you know, and I can't judge the book for that. I can't, that's really unfair for me to judge the book and be like, I don't like magic, so I'm not gonna rate the book good. No. I just didn't enjoy it, genuinely. I didn't like the writing style. I didn't like any of the characters. I was not connected to the story whatsoever. Honestly, the whole entire reason that I finished this book, I refused to DNF this book. I refused. It just felt like everything was getting dragged out for so much longer than it should have. Like, I literally was just like, okay, can we get this over with? Like, I don't really care about any of this, and I don't care about any of these people. For this being an overhyped book talk book, absolutely. I just did not like this book at all. I actually honestly had really high expectations and was really hoping that I would like this, because I think the fantasy genre can be super interesting, you know? No. Not for me though. I really wish I would have gotten From Blood and Ash, because I just know, like deep in my heart, I would have enjoyed the premise of that book and everything about that book better than this. My official rating for this book is 2 out of 5 stars. I'm not even kidding. I don't need to sit and think about it. I have literally already been pondering the rating for this book, and I just know it's a 2 out of 5 for me. But this does not mean I'm not going to turn away from the fantasy genre. I'm still going to read fantasy books. Like, I'm still going to try to find fantasy books because I don't want to turn away from the genre because of one bad book. But yeah, so I'll see you guys with the next book. Okay. Hello everybody. I don't even know what I was supposed to say. It is August 2nd. What is, Alexa, what time is it? I don't have my phone.
It's 7:57 p.m.
7:57 p.m. right now, and it is time. We're finally reading Verity by Colleen Hoover. It is literally like one of the most anticipated books, and I'm so excited. You guys don't even understand. I tried to get the 2 books that I really wasn't that excited for. Like, I don't want to sound like that, but like I said, I already kind of low-key read a little bit of the Song of Achilles, and I wasn't liking it at first, and then The Cruel Prince was just awful. And so I really wasn't excited for these, but this November 9th, I'm so freaking excited for. So I'm finally gonna sit down and read this book. A lot of people say that they literally will read this in like one sitting because it's just that, you know, whatever. So we're gonna see if that's true. We're also gonna put my hair up in a claw clip because I really don't like the way it looks at all, but. Hey guys, it is literally every bit of a week later. I'm filming this on my phone because I somehow lost the footage of me talking about Verity and like reading it. I don't know, it's just literally nowhere on my SD card. But basically I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys, of course I finished Verity, and here are my thoughts about it. I read Verity by Colleen Hoover. Overall, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The problem on why it wasn't a 5 was because I felt like I was really engrossed into the story. Like, I was super interested in what was going to happen. It was really predictable. Like as soon as they kind of brought up the plot line of what was going on, you know, it's literally in the synopsis that she goes to the author's house and kind of is going through her stuff and finds a like autobiography. You can, like, I could literally just guess what was going to happen, which for me does not make like a good mystery or thriller. And also I just felt like the mystery aspect, they threw in a romance. And a big problem with me with the book is that I feel like we never actually got to know the main character. Like you find out one thing that is like a big thing about her that she like wants to hide, and it literally serves purpose for like one event and then has no other like purpose at all in the book. And that is like the only thing you learn about her. Like you learn that she has anxiety and you learn this one thing about her, and that's it. Her character, I just wasn't really like, you know, like all the other Colleen Hoover books where I'm really connected to the characters and the story and the romance in it, no. And I just didn't really like the thriller, but everything else about it I did like, which sounds like I didn't like the book, but I actually did like the book. Just saying from a thriller aspect, if I was rating it solely based on it being a thriller, I would be rating this a 2 to a 3 stars, because it was just like thriller wise not good. I think people put Colleen Hoover on a pedestal, and like me too, because I've thoroughly enjoyed like every book of hers that I've read so far, except for one that I recently read that I was like, this is terrible. But other than that, I really like Colleen Hoover. But this book, honestly, like it wasn't the strongest. Is it overhyped? A little bit, I think so. Like there are way better thrillers for you to read, but if you want to, like me, I was interested in it being a thriller, but also it was Colleen Hoover, so I wanted to read it. But if you were interested in a thriller, there are so many better thrillers out there, so many. But if you just want to read it because it's Colleen Hoover, I would say knock yourself out. I enjoyed it still. That's about it on my thoughts on Verity by Colleen Hoover. So we'll just go ahead and cut to the next book that I read, which is November 9th by Colleen Hoover. Hello everybody. Today is August 2nd, 3rd. Alexa, what is today?
It's Tuesday, August 3rd.
So it's August 3rd, it's about 10 o'clock at night. But now we're just gonna move on straight to another Colleen Hoover book, and that is November 9th. So, what is this book about? Oh, it's about, yeah, they meet on November 9th and they have a connection, I guess, and they're like, okay, let's meet every year on November 9th. So, romance, we're gonna see what happens with this book. Colleen Hoover books always have a twist somewhere in the book, always. So, I'm kind of already guessing what this book is. Good morning, everybody. I'm here to update you guys on my progress on November 9th, and I look like crap because I literally woke up not even that long ago. I think I like stopped on page 30 something last night, and now I'm on to the 2nd November. I have to say I'm thoroughly enjoying this book so far. Like the characters, both of them equally, are so amazing. Like I literally, after this like last chapter before the 2nd November, I was literally smiling. Like I was literally like books rarely ever do that to me, and I was literally over here like, so I mean, I guess that's a good sign, but I'm gonna keep reading. I'm super excited. And I really love every aspect about this book. They're so funny. I love the characters. Colleen Hoover never disappoints with her characters, let me tell you that. But I'm gonna keep on reading, and we're going to get excited, everybody. Guys, oh my god, I'm on page 158, like the top of 159. Oh my god, I was actually freaking sitting there and smiling like an idiot reading this book. Literally, I was sitting there like, it's so cute. I freaking love both of the main characters in this book. They're literally, Charlie can always hear me talking, so she always comes up here. They are literally the freaking cutest. Oh my god, my heart, like, and everything that's happening. And also Colleen Hoover has like where she took characters from her other book that I read, and they're in this, which is something that I love that authors do. And this is just, oh my god, it is so freaking good. But I still have so much of the book left, so I'm kind of scared, but I'm gonna keep reading. But I'm so scared, but I'm loving it right now. Okay guys, oh my gosh, I finished November 9th by Colleen Hoover, which was fairly simple because this is honestly like a way, I think, shorter than most of her books. Guys, I already literally rated this on my Goodreads. I rated this a 5 out of 5 stars for me. Literally, it is not my favorite Colleen Hoover book. I think, actually, oh, I don't know. Okay, number 3. Oh wait, I read Verity too. Okay, Verity. Okay, so it goes going from 4 to 1. Verity is number 4. Ugly Love is number 3. It Ends With Us is number 2, and November 9th is number 1. Oh my god, this is my new favorite Colleen Hoover book, which is so weird because I got really scared because I had been watching videos before I read this book, and people were talking about how November 9th was actually their least favorite Colleen Hoover book, but I loved it. The characters in this book are my overall favorite characters ever. I literally love them. I love the like banter between the two characters. It's so cute, their conversations and everything that they do in this book, and the whole entire like premise of the book is so cute. And let me tell you one thing that Colleen Hoover is great at, and that is plot twists. Oh my god, all of her books have it. Literally, that is no spoiler. Every single book she writes has a plot twist somewhere in it, and this one was like, I thought that there was one plot twist, but then there was kind of like 2, and I totally didn't even see that coming, so that was really good. And I just loved this book. All in all, it was so good, and it was really fast too. Like, I felt like it was moving at a really good pace. I wouldn't call it fast, but it was like moving at a really good pace that I was cool with. Like, I was never ever like sitting in a point where I was like, oh god, I just wish that they would move on already. I loved every single bit of this book. That means I have read all 4 books for this video, so that means that is the end of this video. So I think I'm gonna do kind of like a final wrap up, maybe if you guys have skipped through points of the video. So the first book that I read is The Song of Achilles. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I think I said, yeah, my only thing was I didn't really understand the Greek mythology, but I couldn't judge the book based on that. The only thing was I didn't really like, I wasn't so engrossed into the story. Like, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I can't put this down, you know, but I still enjoyed it, so it was a 4-star for me. Next, I read The Cruel Prince, and this may have been the funniest part of this video, that I absolutely hated this book, and after I read this book, like, forced myself to read it. And this isn't really a short book either. Like, I'm pretty sure this is close to 400 pages, literally. So it was really, I had to like push myself through it, which was, it was an experience. And I gave this a 2 out of 5. I did not like it at all. Didn't like any of the characters, didn't like the story, didn't like the aspect of it. It just wasn't for me personally, so I rated this a 2 out of 5. And then we had Verity, like super hyped up, and this is a mystery thriller book, so I think it's like Colleen Hoover's only mystery thriller book. I rated it a 4 because I was like super engrossed into the story, and I enjoyed the characters, well, like the side character, not really the main character, because like I said, we don't even really learn that much about her except for like one thing, and that's really it. And that kind of like made me a little annoyed. And for it to be a mystery, I knew exactly what was going to happen literally a few pages in. Like, I knew exactly what was going to happen, so I don't think it was a good mystery in that aspect, but I still thought it was good. And then, as we discussed, I gave November 9th by Colleen Hoover a 5 stars. This was the only 5-star book I had out of all of these books, so it's pretty interesting. My thoughts on like Book Tok books, I feel like, you know, 3 out of 4 of them were good and I enjoyed reading them, which is really good. I feel like even if you don't, I feel like Book Tok and BookTube is a really cool thing because it's getting people to, you know, read more books. Like, for example, I didn't really enjoy The Cruel Prince, but I kind of got out of my usual just like fiction, romance world and kind of tried to dive into another one. But I genuinely think Book Tok and BookTube is cool. You know, you get to read new books, you're recommending stuff, and I think it's good overall. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You definitely should, because I already know a majority of these clips are like, I'm gonna have to edit this video down and it's gonna take me forever to edit. But hey, if you guys liked it, give it a like down below. That really helps me out. And if you guys want to see more book content or vlogs, lifestyle, and just some random videos that I think are cool, you guys should definitely subscribe and hit that subscribe button down below and the notification button to be notified whenever I upload videos. And I will see you guys when I see ya. Peace.